Got everything?
Yeah. So we're here at the Lafayette #1 Cemetery. And we're going to see if we can get a tour.
That is the commander's.
No pets, vehicles, bikes, or skateboards allowed in the cemetery. You can work hard and be nice.
Yeah.
Cold water, $1.
There's the Ouija boards. Yeah, the Ouija boards.
It's nice. It's nice and funny. Warm water, cold water, $1.
Right there.
Where are we going?
Right there.
This way?
No, right there.
I show you all how we do
Warm water, cold water, $1.
where they shot all the movies and TV shows. It's a fun tour. You guys like
You guys good?
No. It's all right, thanks.
Cold water, warm water, $1.
I like it already. Less people, quiet time.
They don't have the. See if you see the girls with the. They do the tours.
And I'm guessing they have them above because of the floods.
Yeah, they explain it to you once you take those tours. They'll tell you all that. I think there's one of them there. We gotta wait for them in the front.
So do we need to wait here? So the guy was asking if we're going to
Yeah,
do
but I
the
don't think
tour.
that guy's a good one.
Well, okay.
There's a lady and her daughter. They do pretty good ones.
What if they're not here today?
We'll find out.
Okay.
They're probably on tour then.
So are we going forward or are we going back to...
Wait around.
Let's see this one. This is pretty.
So that one there, the pretty one, it's like a really expensive.
Yeah,
That one there.
mausoleum, all these are
Yeah. So
mausoleums.
so they have all their family members here. See, like the from the fire company.
Can I get in a picture?
Yeah.
Restoration program at the New Orleans Cemetery, passing as a historical point on 1972, February 1st.
See, that's one of them there.
You want to ask him?
No, we'll wait. They're doing their tour, so they walk around with it. It's like every 15 to 20 minutes. Come on.
All right.
Come on, Petra.
Follow me.
Cold water, $1. Oh, yeah.
So this
Cold
whole wall
water,
here
$1.
are tombs.
Cold water, $1.
some of them are available in case you want to be buried here.
Actually, I think they took them out at a certain point. So 1902, Frankfurt, Germany, died.
October 17, 1902, aged by 51 years. Died November 1st, 1970 in her 30s.
1871.
Is it 1871?
Yeah. 1818 died. 1848, aged 30 years old. Born 1779, died 1865. Henry Bopp, Jacob Bopp, and M. Bopp, born June.
And he said, look, I'm giving a tour here. And we try and stay away from
Huh?
That guy's starting.
Hang on, let's see. Hold this.
You're in Katrina. And they put them in a morgue in Baton Rouge. A lot of bodies. Just
I don't see her. You want to go with them?
Yeah,
Or you can give them a tip?
that's okay.
And
Alright.
the oldest son inherits the deed to the family too. The oldest son. You want to join us?
Yeah.
Okay, the tour's going to take about an hour. We're going to go in the cemetery and the garden district, celebrity homes.
Okay.
We're going to go by the Brad Pitt house, Sandra Bullock's house, John Goodman's house. It's just $15 each.
For the
For the both.
for the cemetery?
Or if you want to do just the cemetery, it'd be $10 each,
All right. We're
but
just,
not the garden district.
okay.
You want to do?
All right. Yeah.
Okay, I'm Bob.
Hello,
I know, Bob.
Welcome.
Cold water, $1.
It's $20. Okay, thank you. And guys, this, you don't mind me. Look how many people are buried here. By the way, I'm Bob. Where are you all from?
California.
Oh, well, oh gosh. We're so sorry what's happening out there. Hopefully not in your neighborhood.
It's only one area.
God. The oldest son inherits the deed to the family tomb here.
Cold water, $1.
The oldest son, the oldest daughter inherits. Whoever has a deed controls. You can tell your Uncle Phil, I don't like you very much. You don't root for UCLA. Lawyers love our laws, lots of lawsuits. And the oldest son goes down to City Hall with the deed for the tomb, like a deed to a house, the oldest child. And they present the deed and the death certificate. Okay? For $300, they hire a specialist that opens this slab up. See the screws? They open the slab up. And there's a cement ledge here. With a 10-foot pole with a squeegee on the end, untreated wooden coffin or an urn with ashes are the only two vehicles allowed in there. 1 year and 1 day, you could have another funeral. 7 years and 1 day if you're in Bob. And they take the ashes out, place it in an urn or plastic bag, and then sprinkle the ashes down here in the caveau or the cave. We have very shallow caveaux because of the water tank. Have you ever heard the term? I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Comes from our cemeteries. Bag of bones comes from our cemeteries. So they put the ashes in the caveau down here. Caveau means small cave. It's also known, we Americanize everything here, as a shaft. You ever get a bad car from a used car dealer, say, I got shafted? Getting the shaft comes from our cemeteries. So looky here, there's all kinds of people buried here, but no room left anymore. So what happens? When you run out of room, they put names on the side.
But they're not very good.
They are.
They are.
Yeah, but they ran out of room in front.
Yeah.
This guy controls. He's the oldest son. He's still very much alive. He comes here and cleans the tomb. It's up to the family. This is city-controlled cemetery. 1833, it's 11-day sugarcane plantation cemetery, the very outskirts of town. 1852, once again, bringing these guys up to snuff. Once again, the city of New Orleans annexes the cemetery. So anybody could be buried here. Protestants, Catholics, Jews, blacks, whites, and they are.
Nice.
Any race, any religion. We still have freedom of religion in America. Most of our cemeteries are Catholic. Guys, New Orleans is in the American South. We are not of it. We are French, Spanish, Caribbean, and African. The rest of the American South is Protestant and English. We too are a very Catholic city. Okay? Most of our cemeteries are Catholic. This is rare, city control. Okay. So, you see here? This is what happens when a family dies out. The slab falls off. Out of respect, the city will brick it up. Why? It is disrespectful to look inside there and see remains.
Oh, so they don't. So that slab, there's nothing behind that slab.
The brick? No.
No. Now, is there like? Do they put a cast? Is it? Do they put caskets in there?
They were.
They
not
were.
anymore. That's been bricked up.
Okay.
No longer usable.
All right.
Okay, out of commission.
Out of commission.
The garden district's 15 feet above sea level. It did not flood during Katrina. The French Quarter is 10 feet above sea level. It did not flood. But 80% of New Orleans flooded. Okay. And you see here the cast iron? That's Louisiana legend staring y'all in the face, talking to y'all. Our legend has it that evil spirits cannot pass through cast iron. That's why you see all the cast iron in the cemetery. They're keeping evil spirits out.
Oh, that cast iron?
Yeah. I just don't understand why still, if it's somebody that is buried here, they don't stay here forever.
This is the very first tomb in the cemetery,
Don't get it.
1833. This is a 11-day family slave, 6 slaves buried here. Now this is a dangerous historical statement, but true. When we had the slave economy here, we never had it so good. In 1862, when the Union Navy captured us, slavery ends. 1862, we're the richest city in all America, the largest city in the South. We never had it so good when we had a slave economy, but nothing justifies man's inhumanity to man's. This is sad but true historical fact. We had free labor. We were rich. You can see the moment after the cemetery tour, you guys are going off in the garden district tour with me, you'll see just what the slave economy built. It's amazing. Filthy rich we were. You ready?
I think we're gonna take that garden tour.
You will?
Yeah.
Second oldest tomb in the cemetery right here. It dates to 1833.
Wow.
And they spent a fortune this year bringing it up to snuff. It looks gorgeous, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know why they did that? Spent a fortune?
Why?
Number one, they're probably taking care of loved ones. Number two, is this family is very prominent in New Orleans building tombs. This is their family tomb. How can you have a bad-looking
If
family
you are
tomb
in a
if you're
business.
in that business?
Yeah.
So the cast iron keeps them out.
Yep. The evil spirits keeps them up.
Yes, this is Lafayette Wall. 1833 is the very outskirts of town. 1852, the city of New Orleans annexes the town. You're smack dab in the middle of the garden district. You see the fire truck?
Yeah.
1852, state of the art. That fire truck has a torch being extinguished to the left of it, upside down. You see it there? Your camera? You see it? That's a
Yeah.
life being extinguished. It's dangerous. You could die being a fireman. They'll take your wife, no children, no names anymore. They want it to be perpetual. Okay? Anybody into Anne Rice, the Vampire Office? They filmed an interview with a vampire here. This is in the book The Witching Hour right here. The Mayfair Witches. Now to the left here, last Tuesday, NCS New Orleans filmed. I'm going to take you down there at the end of the tour. They offered me to be in the TV show. So I asked them, I said, what time do I have to report? 6:30 in the morning. how much do you pay? Nothing. I said, I'll pass. 6:30, get up that early and not even be paid. John Goodman lives in the Garden District. We're going to see his home.
Oh, really?
Sandra Bullock, Brad Pitt. Do you guys want to come with us? It'll only be an extra $5.
Yeah, we'll go with you.
Okay.
Yeah,
And,
it's all right. I know.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
I promise.
Sounds like an interesting
We're just
And
worried about the
and
time.
if you bought a house in the Garden District in 1860, or you buy a house today, it means one thing, the same thing indeed. You've arrived. You made it. It's our most prestigious neighborhood. Okay. And it doesn't. It goes on the outskirts.
Okay, are you gonna explain about the Jewish tombs?
I can.
Uh,
Do you know which ones are Jewish?
Yeah, the ones at the end over there.
Who told you that?
The last tour guy.
Well, let me see which one. I'll tell you if they are or not. 'Cause I'll tell you the problem I'm having with that, okay?
All right.
Certainly not the ones with the crosses here.
Okay.
No.
I'm Jewish.
It's
so
at the
here's
very end of
problem I'm
them.
having with that. Lots of Germans buried here.
That too.
Lots
Yes.
of Jews have Germans' names,
Uh-huh.
okay? And lots of Germans have Jewish names, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which one is Jewish?
The ones at the end over here.
Why?
These right here.
Flick and vocal. That would make sense. Certainly.
So they said that they have to be
Germanic
buried
origin.
certain feet below and whatnot. And then they raise the ground.
Which ones now?
This set right here, all the way across.
No.
No.
No, indeed. I'll show you why.
So Kinsel's not a Jewish grave.
Well, I know this family.
Lauman.
It is not. Okay.
So why are
Let me
they?
take you to a Jewish grave.
Okay.
Now some of these could be Jewish. I'm not aware that they are. Okay. They could be. I'm not gonna. I know the family of this one. So no. Okay. And but let me take you to a Jewish grave. We'll get this. If you want to see a Jewish grave, I can show it to you.
So their explanation for us was that they have certain rules, and then they have to.
Yes.
Do it.
That is true.
So that's why
that
they
is-
would.
that
That's
is
why
true.
they explained those tombs to us.
Now, what I was told by a rabbi, and hey, hopefully he knows more than anybody, right?
Right.
That there's only one active Jewish grave in this cemetery. I'm not saying that guy is wrong.
Uh-huh.
I'm saying I don't know. It's unlikely, because I never heard that before from any tour guide. But that doesn't mean the guide was wrong, or it could be he was given misinformation, okay? But I'll show you. You want to see a Jewish grave? I got one for you. What I was told by a rabbi is this is the only active Jewish grave in the cemetery, right here.
This one.
Yeah. And the reason I'm having a hard time with that, and get a little ahead of myself, Jews leave stones. You see Schindler's List? Jews leave stones as a tribute to the person's memory, an acknowledgement that even in death, God is a rock of Israel. Jews bring the earth to them. They place a wooden coffin in there. The coffin and body deteriorate to ashes. They place the next coffin on top of those ashes. So I don't want to disagree with another tour guide. That's his take on it. But for sure, I know this is a
No,
Jewish.
I'm not disagreeing. I just want to know how the
And
reason.
the reason I'm having a hard time
No,
is
stop.
there's no stones.
No, what I'm talking about is why is this raised up compared, and why is there ground compared to those tombs there?
Which tombs? Back there, you mean?
This one here.
No, see, this is
Well, that's
raised
not
ground.
Jewish.
No. But why is this made like this?
Okay, it's unlikely to find a Jew in
No,
a
has-
family
So.
tomb.
Uh huh.
Why? They don't believe in arbitrary cremations against our religion.
Right.
Okay, so the only way you're going to find a Jewish person in there,
No, that's not.
okay,
That's
is
not
a
what-
mixed marriage.
That's not my question. So why is the ground raised up? What
Because
is it?
Jews bring the earth to them. That's
So they bring the earth to them, but why wouldn't they be level to the ground?
because they want to be bringing the earth to them. It's a Jewish tradition
Okay.
to have it high up like this.
Okay.
My family in Chicago has tombs that look like this.
All
In
right.
California, we have them on the level because we are on the hill, and that's
Okay.
different type of story. But this makes sense for the, I would say, this part of the country.
Yeah.
With the
Now, I know of one tomb that looks like this, where it was a mixed marriage and the wife was Jewish and she's buried in that tomb.
Oh.
But generally not.
No.
Not this style.
Okay.
Because Jews don't believe in arbitrary cremation. And
And almost everybody's cremated in these.
all of them,
All of them are cremated.
right.
and this will
1
be a
year and
wooden
1 day
casket.
can have another funeral, 7 years and 1 day if the body's embalmed, but Jews will never be embalmed.
No,
Okay?
and wooden casket, correct?
Wooden casket, so it deteriorates.
All
No
the
metal glass coffins against the law.
Exactly.
They don't deteriorate from the heat. Okay, I got a terrific tomb to show you that isn't Jewish, but it's arguably the most famous person in this cemetery.
Let's see,
If you notice,
stones.
the difference, they're very.
No, he's not answering the question. And like,
I think it is.
no, he didn't.
Maybe I'm
I know he did. There's a difference between thinking.
Guys, this creepy white Gothic revival tomb, circa 1900, one of the newer tombs out of the Sears Roebuck catalog, cast iron to keep evil spirits out. This indeed is Lestat the vampire's house in the book Interview with a Vampire.
It is, okay.
Yeah, this is pretty famous, dude.
And Anne Rice used to stage her own mock jazz funeral in front of here. She'd jump out of the coffin, wave her book. The press would snap away. She'd promote herself.
So it's all cast iron, huh?
Yeah, the movie was filmed. Did you guys see the movie?
What,
No.
what, you mean? Oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw that. It was many years ago.
Anne Rice's last house that she sold here on First Street, she put it in the book, Witching Hour, that Interview with a Vampire, got $1 million above appraised value. Now back in the day, the reason these graves are so popular, back in the day, this was the style, the rage. What you would do is bring the earth from Israel, from Germany, from Ireland. Irish and Germans are the two biggest ethnic groups, and they place the earth right here.
My grandparents had
Okay.
something like that.
So it's a big deal. Plus, this is a lot cheaper than those. That's the reason. They're called coping graves. Excuse me. Right here, they placed Ashley Judd in a temporary Hollywood prop wooden tomb. Double jeopardy. When the movie wrapped, they dismantled the tomb. This is where they filmed it, right here.
Yeah.
It was very.
It was in this spot right here,
So
right?
you're saying they would bring dirt from their
Home
home
country.
country. That's like George Washington in London. There's a statue of George Washington in London.
Uh-huh.
He said he would never lay foot in England.
Right.
So they brought Virginia soil and it's built. The statue's built up on it.
Wow, I'm going to use it.
Like
yeah,
Grotto.
it's
Isn't that terrific?
his statue's right in front of the big National Art Gallery in
Oh,
London
thank you for that.
on Trafalgar Square.
That is so interesting. Thank you. I love it. Yellow fever slows your heart rate to a crawl. And back in the day, we did not have stethoscopes. You could be buried alive. So they bury you with a string attached to it. That string would be attached to a bell on the outside of the coffin. So if you tug on the string, ring the bell, you're still alive in there? That's how we get the term dead ringer, saved by the bell.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Right, exactly. They didn't have modern medical technology. Now for
And it was scarlet.
Jews, you bury them like the next day. It's a
24
Jewish.
hours.
Yeah. Oh my God! We had a death in the family. I had to drop what I'm doing to go home because my brother would never forgive me if I missed that funeral. You know. My brother's daughter passed away suddenly, brain aneurysm. Okay, see, this house was a blue cottage back in the 1850s, and in that cottage there'd be 2 guards up all night listening for bells. 12 a.m., 3 a.m., 6 in the morning. Those poor guards up all night working the graveyard shift. Working the graveyard shift comes from that house.
That's
You
nice.
see
The saying.
the gates, how they're wide?
Yep.
That's to accommodate funerals. There's always been a cemetery. A cemetery is controlled by the city, a graveyard by the church. Did any of you see the movie Interview with a Vampire?
Yeah.
You did? Okay. Let's go over here.
The gridiron.
For the Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
Exactly.
25 years.
How scary to have that. In this neighborhood, I would say Sandra Bullock is not only what she does. Young women live here full time. He got divorced and that's that. Guys, if you saw an interview with a vampire, you see that angel straight
Yeah.
ahead to the left? Her eyes blink. In the movie, they use Hollywood special effects. And legend has it, she flies around the cemetery at night listening for bells, seeing if anybody's alive.
What's up with this one right here?
Which one?
This tomb right here.
Well, I want to show you this one. This is my favorite grave in Louisiana. You ready? See on the bottom, proud French Chevalier, member of the French Foreign Legion. You see that? He won the Medal of Honor for France, the Legion of Honor. He fought 1916 and 1918. He's a Mason. When they buried him here in 31, they put veteran of the World War. See? Wrong. The Great War to end all wars wasn't. Should say veteran of the First World War.
Yes.
But in 31, they didn't know the Second World War wasn't. Indeed, this grave is stuck in time.
Right.
Stuck in time. How cool is that? You ready? Because I'm running a little bit behind. And I want to show you, you have time to fit you in that hour we talked about. Okay. The difference between Creole and Cajun, guys.
Oh.
Creole is a chameleon term. Black, white, French, Irish, German, Hispanic, don't matter. You're born here, you're a native to Louisiana, you're a Creole. It means native born. It comes from the Portuguese word, Criollo, not of European descent. The Cajuns are the French Canadians. They came down from Nova Scotia, Canada, kicked out by the English, because they wouldn't sign a loyalty oath to the King of England or give up Catholicism. They settled in Lafayette, not here. If our restaurant says Creole Cooking City of New Orleans Cooking, my favorite Creole restaurant's right across the street, Commander's Palace. Another good one in the French Quarter is a gumbo shop on St. Peter. Have you been there yet?
No.
Wonderful.
We should have came here first.
We'll come back.
The commander.
Cajun cooking is French country cooking. The Cajuns kill that chicken or alligator, then they kill it again with pepper. My favorite Cajun restaurant, guys, is Mulat's. You've got to go tonight.
Which one?
Convention Center in Julia Street, Mulat's, M-U-L-A-T-E-S.
Oh, wait,
Mulat's.
in front of it.
It's
Yeah.
the world's most famous Cajun restaurant. 7 o'clock, they got a live Cajun
Oh, is
band.
that the one you walk by?
They sing to
Yeah.
y'all in slang Cajun French.
Oh.
Wonderful, grand time. The way French was spoken around 1700. And here's the best part. The band is free. They waive the cover charge for the band when you buy an encore. The band is free. You can dance the night away. Highly recommend Mulat's to you. Now you see right here how this is in disrepair? And see that sign? It's a Proud Woodman. They're a men's club. They sell life insurance. He wants everybody to know he was a woodman. Nowadays they sell life insurance. My biggest fear is running into a life insurance salesman in the cemetery. This, we got a rare government grant. So I 20 grand. They spent 6 months bringing this back to life. It was in total disrepair, like the one to the left. Oh, it was, you wouldn't believe. It looks brand new from the 1880s. Isn't that gorgeous?
Can you, I know you might have explained it to them. Can you explain us, because we missed the process of what they
Yes.
they bury their people
Okay.
in?
1 year and 1 day, 7 years and 1 day if the body's embalmed. The oldest child inherits a deed to the family tomb.
Mm-hmm.
Up here is a cement ledge. There's a cement piece going all the way to the back.
Okay.
Untreated wooden coffin or an urn with ashes are the only 2 vehicles allowed in there. No middle glass coffins, they don't deteriorate from the heat. And you see the screw there?
Yeah.
The specialist, you go down to City Hall, $300, you present the deed like a deed to a house, and you present the death certificate, and you place the untreated wooden coffin in there. It deteriorates from the heat. 1 year and 1 day, 7 years and 1 day, if you're embalmed, you could have another funeral. They take the ashes out with a 10-foot pole, place it in an urn or plastic bag, and then sprinkle it down here in the caveau. We have very shallow caveaux because the water table like 2 feet. We Americanize everything here. The caveau becomes the shaft.
Okay.
Okay? You ever buy a car from a used car dealer? You got the shaft.
Is there the maximum of
86.
86?
Nobody's near that in this cemetery. I don't know if that law would be enforced. That's a great question, though.
And
Yeah. Because it's just ashes, right?
And are they here permanently, or when we reach certain level, they need
If
to
they
be
got
removed?
86, they would have to do, for lack of a better term, shenanigans, and maybe take this off and not let the city know how many people are in there.
Got it.
But nobody's ever had that problem yet because nobody's near that.
So
What did
this-
you say about
86 is the maximum amount of
Is
bodies.
this where the term "got 86" comes from?
I don't know this.
You know,
What does that mean? I never heard
The
of
guy, like, he got canned. He got.
You got 86?
Yeah, he got taken out.
If the waitress is 86, that means hurry that, bring that out quickly.
it can be that too, but it can also be.
so many
You
different
got
meanings
86
to
means you
it.
got fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part,
I'll
yeah.
bet
For,
you it is. You're wonderful.
Yeah.
That's
You're
wonderful.
giving me
Ideas.
a lot
You
of
got
ideas.
86. so you're only allowed to have 86 ashes, 86 people's ashes.
Right. You ever get 86? I love it. I gotta write that down when I get home. Like I told you about Johnny Goodman, what he said or not yet?
That's the end of it. at
Oh,
86.
did Did I tell
That's
you
what
about
it
Johnny
means.
Goodman yet? What he said?
No.
Okay, well, go by his house and remind me, okay?
Okay.
Because I had to write that down. It was so good. It's very good. Thank you. Guys, destitute orphan boys, the top 2 vaults. Children lost parents, the yellow fever. So the question is, what happened to the orphan girls?
Oh.
Margaret's what happened. Margaret Hennessy. Filthy rich. She was an orphan herself, had a rough life growing up. Established bakeries. She took care of the orphan girls. They didn't want for anything. Margaret. There's a statue of her by the World War II Museum. Her name was Margaret Hennessy.
so she just left the boys to die, huh?
No, they had their own society, you know. But there was nobody to take care of the orphan girls. She took up the responsibility. The orphan girls were married off,
I want to do that.
you know, to
something
keep the
like that.
population up and everything. They were taken care of back in the day.
What's the other famous cemetery where what's his name wants to be buried?
St. Louis.
Is that the one? Yeah.
You might say Nick Cage's
Nick Cage,
career
yeah.
is in that cemetery, right?
Hey, that was a good joke, man.
Okay, you see this tomb?
Yeah.
31092.
Yeah.
Okay, and you see the gargoyles on top warding off evil spirits. That looks like a little cathedral, doesn't it? Beautiful Gothic revival tomb.
does.
Okay, in 5 weeks, this very tomb will be in NCIS New Orleans.
Oh.
Turn it on.
And five.
What
Oh,
do you mean?
5
they
weeks.
filmed it.
NCIS New Orleans TV show.
Oh.
They filmed it. And also that fence back there. They built a Hollywood temporary house and dismantled it. So, wonderful TV show. But again, I couldn't accommodate them. They weren't offering me the right time or any money, and you know, I don't work for free anyway.
Next time you just use it as an advertisement.
That way everybody comes to you when
Yeah.
they come visit.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have a speaking part. I would have been far in the background,
Make sure you're
walking, making like I was giving a tour. So you maybe not even, if you blink, you probably miss it.
You
right?
gotta wear
Guys,
a recognizable
we're gonna,
shirt.
in a moment, we're gonna go by Sandra Bullock's house, John Goodman's house, the Brad Pitt house where he filmed Curious Case of Benjamin Button. But first, we're gonna go into our alleged celebrity section. You ready?
Yeah.
You found your people.
Yes.
Wonderful. The Hagen Henderson tomb. You look on the right side, about 4 rows up. Does the name Florence Henderson mean anything?
Oh, yeah.
Who's Florence Henderson?
She's the mom on Brady Bunch.
Very good. I got another alleged celebrity. You ready?
Is that actually she?
I'll tell you at the end. Dr. Richard Kimball. And how about Mr. Hugh Grant from Mary Tyler Moore? Remember Mr. Grant? Only Richard Kimball's a fictional character. The real Florence Henderson's buried in L.A., not here. And sadly, gladly rather, Mr. Grant's still alive. He's 92. Ed Asner. It's my joke. So many celebrity names in this section. I call this our alleged celebrity section, right? I did say alleged, I hope. One time I didn't say that, and the lady wanted to beat me up. She's a big Ed Asner fan.
Gridiron tombs.
We put how people died here. And this is symbolic. See the baby crib? This poor woman lost 3 children in 2 days and bite a mosquito. But don't look sad, you're not going to get yellow fever. We haven't had a case in 110 years. I think more people in the last 10 years have been married to Kim Kardashian and come down with yellow fever in New Orleans. In the last 110 years, you have nothing to worry about. Bless you. So, any questions about the cemetery? Okay.
As far as the, do they ever come in, with how uneven the asphalt is?
No.
The trees have
And that's something I got to warn you about. The streets and the sidewalks are even worse in the entire district. I'm sorry. The city is challenged with money. We just lost our water pressure. Okay. We have great challenges that way.
Different kind of
Let me
challenges
get out
for
of
the
your way,
city.
Mary, if you want to show this.
I was told by the bus driver that the government had given them so much time to use money for post-flood reparations, and they were about to lose it.
I believe that.
So you don't have...
Okay, we're in the garden district.
You're in trouble. You're gonna learn this time. They got you. Go ahead. I tell you. You got yourself in some more trouble. Get home.
Hold on 1 second. I got to ask him what he's talking about. Can you hold on? I don't want to be upset. What's going on, Cheryl?
Yeah. You have to get it closer, that's what it says. All you'll see is pallets.
Everything's good.
I don't know. The waterman's always creating controversy. I wish he wasn't. Okay, this is Commander's Palace. That's an iconic New Orleans color. Isn't that gorgeous?
Can you retake the wall of the cemetery? Like this.
Yeah, we've already taken it. This whole thing all the way
Just
around.
looking for like.
This is a wonderful restaurant. Creole Cookies, City of New Orleans cooking. Emerald Lagasse got to start here. If you don't mind, if I could get that $10. Now, I'll forget.
Yeah, I was almost forgetting.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Absolutely.
So if you have a chance, make a reservation. You'll love it.
We'll come back.
Make reservations within a few days, or like how?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
You could make reservations in a few days if you want. They do have a dress code. I don't know what it is.
You have to work those.
I think the gentleman might have to wear a coat. I
Maybe
just
no
don't know.
jeans.
I don't know, is my honest answer. Whoops. Gosh. Oh, thank you. I'd like to kill that water man. He's always doing that to me, too.
So these celebrities bought houses after they filmed here, is that correct?
I'm sorry?
The celebrities who bought homes here had filmed.
Exactly. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but that's a good point. Sandra Bullock bought this house because when she films here, she didn't want her adopted children staying in a hotel. We're going to see her house.
And so it's Norman.
#1, but they took away a lot of the tax credits. So we're now in the top 10. We're not as big as we used to be. Yes. Yes. And that cemetery is big. Double Jeopardy, Interview with a Vampire, NCIS New Orleans, to name a few. Guys, this is Coliseum Street, arguably the most prestigious street to live on now. Why? Sandra Bullock has a home on this street, John Goodman. And these homes are Ferret's Follies. Ferret was a great architect. You'll see him throughout the tour. And he built these in 1861 at the outbreak of the war between the states. They didn't sell for 10 years. Okay, he went broke. Ferret's Follies. If you look closely, on the second floor are Greek columns. The Greeks, see the Greek columns? The Greeks were some of the first slaveholders in the history of man. The New Orleans are justifying their peculiar institution of slavery out here in the Greeks. So I see some Greek columns in New Orleans. Oh, come on.
And why are they at the second floor? Same in this house too.
Right, style of the
Second
day,
floor is
just
Greek
style of
columns.
the day.
Solid.
And right here is Ella Brennan's house. She owned Commander's Palace forever. And she died recently. Now her daughter, Mrs. Martin, owns this house. She's the owner of Commander's Palace. Look at the commute she has. These houses didn't sell for 10 years in 1861. Now they're broken up into condominiums, and average price is $1.9 million. How times change, right? Okay, who saw the movie Curious Case of Benjamin Button? Yeah. This is known as the Brad Pitt house. He flipped this house. He lived here for 1 month after the movie came out, and sold it for $1 million.